Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming at you from Six Flags Great America, marking the official start of CoasterCon 2025. This is my first time here since 2021, and I'm so excited to get back to this park. For one, I am dying to ride Max Force again, seeing as that is my favorite ride in this park, and it's not even close. And I'm also excited to get night rides here, whereas in the past I wasn't able to. So I'm excited to see what other fun festivities CoasterCon has, which there are some backstage tours I'll be taking part in, several different ERT sessions. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and of course, you guys will also be getting my thoughts on Wrath of Rakshasa when I ride that for my first time, so that's gonna be exciting. And also, this is Ryan's first time here since 2019, so he's got quite a bit of things to do here. So definitely watch the end on this one, because you guys will get to get Ryan and I's thoughts on each of these rides here. We are in the park now, and unfortunately, Max Force is not tested yet, so I highly doubt that will be open on time. As a backup, I'm gonna try and do Wrath of Rakshasa, which I heard there's no preferred seating on that one, so I would like to get front or back on it for my first ride, and then we'll figure out what else to do from there. I might do Justice League and Raging Bull too, because those are in the area as well. So let's go first row, and then what do you want to go? Quiet, right? I gotta document the first row. And I'm mentally prepared for that. I just you're going to you know that I'm like, all right. Yeah, so even when that happens, we'll sort out how to is open. As for what I want my first row to be for this one, I feel like it would be smarter if I got the back row for my first ride on this, because there's ERT on this thing tomorrow morning, and I heard there is very strict assigned seating on this, so it is impossible to request a row. I think it would be ideal to get the back row first, because if I'm the first one in line for Wrath of Rakshasa ERT tomorrow morning, assuming they have strict assigned seating during ERT as well, if I'm the first one in line, I would get the front row. So I would want to maybe have the back row be my first ride. Now, if I get the front row for my first ride, that's great, but it would be smarter, I think, if I managed to get the back row for my first ride. Now, I would definitely not want row 2 to be my first ride, because that would be the middle row. There's 3 rows in these dive coaster trains. So let's see how Wrath of Rakshasa rides, and I think this could very well be my favorite dive coaster I've been on, because currently that title goes to Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger at Six Flags in Texas. That's also the smallest dive coaster I've ridden, but I thought it had the best forces out of the others I've ridden. So I've also done Shakra, Busch Gardens Tampa, Bell Ribbon at Cedar Point, as well as Griffin at Busch Gardens Tampa. We're gonna see if Wrath of Rakshasa can take down Dr. Diabolical for my top dive coaster.
Okay, I'm excited to start to get scared. Right here. How do you wash your
I got so lucky on Wrath of Rakshasa. I was the last person to get assigned the front row, so I almost had a middle row, which I'm so glad I got the front row, and that ride exceeded my expectations. That was phenomenal for a dive coaster. Expect to see this on the surprises list at the end of the year. That was phenomenal. All right, Ryan, fresh off your first ride of Wrath of Rakshasa, what'd you think of this thing?
The best dive coaster I've ridden.
Yeah, easily. That was phenomenal.
Every single part was great. From the third inversion on, it just rips.
I know, the pacing on this thing is immaculate. It's so well done.
It's not that rough. Front left seat.
I wasn't on the
front right seat.
Oh yeah, I saw you were on the right outside, but my mom and brother were in the back row on the outside seat. One of the roughest things ever. So that's really concerning for the back row.
Yeah, that is.
I don't know.
It has like shakiness to it.
Yeah, but it's not bad at all. I haven't seen much worse.
No, that beating Yukon Striker, I did not see coming.
So yeah, that was an easy top 100 coaster for me.
Oh you, easy. Third inversion of this thing. It's like a stronger version of Thunderbird's Zero Fuel.
My brother said it was like a top 25 version. I think the last inversion was better because it rips through it like it's nothing.
All the courses are amazing.
I was skeptical about this ride. It delivered in every single way. So if you can get out Six Flags Great America and ride this, do it. It's worth your time in my opinion. On my way to Raging Bull, of course, I gotta stop by Justice League, get a few laps on this thing. In previous vlog from Six Flags St. Louis, I said I've been working on a video that talks about how to score high on each of them. I decided to hold off on it until I rewrote this one to see if any strategies that I talked about in the video have changed, which I recorded the script for it already. But if I need to make changes to it, I wanna know ahead of time because I don't wanna put that video out there, ride this one and find out the information I have in that video isn't accurate. So we're gonna ride this a couple times, see if we can match it, which I did get this one in 2021, so I don't see why I shouldn't have any issues with it this time. So let's see if we can max it on the first try, which the first screen is a bit different to the strat, which I had to shoot the star left side the entire time in order for it to work. So let's see how we do. This is what I like to see. Walk on. It's like we never even left. First freaking try, ladies and gentlemen. That is how we do it. I will say the first screen, the lasers didn't come on until halfway through, so that definitely screwed me up a little bit. So definitely made things harder, but hey, still got it first try. That was phenomenal. Oh my gosh, Sky Striker's going really hot. So not gonna be bothered with that because we got one in our home park with Joe's Carnival at half. So I'm gonna skip it this time, but still, first try max out, nothing to complain about. Maxed out Justice League a second time, and I tried the strategy on the second screen where you shoot all the windows in the back to see if that strategy works. Because I know the technical panels work here, but I never tried the window strat. That also works. And now, as you guys can tell, I am in front of Raging Bull, which in 2021, I got the most disappointing ride I've ever had on any coaster when I rode this thing in the back row. It was in the yellow train. I don't know what was wrong with it. It had absolutely nothing good going for it. Not a single element hit, including the first drop. So I really need to try it again because right now I hear most people saying it's one of, if not the best B&M Hyper out there. So I'm expecting an ultra elite ride from this. I had it in my 260s out of 314 prior to the start of this trip. If it runs bad, I'm gonna have to drop it even further. So let's hope it runs good this time. But unfortunately, I heard they're not running the teal train this year, which I heard the teal train is a good train on this ride. So I'm not gonna be able to get on the teal train to see if it's any better, which I have very high expectations for Raging Bull. Probably the highest expectations I have of any coaster on this entire trip, to be honest. Just because how much people rave about this thing. So towards the bottom, I was not impressed with this one. I will say, it was better than 2021, but that was a very low bar to clear. 2021, it was abysmal. Like, no redeeming qualities about it. This time, at least the drop out the mid course was good. Everything else wasn't very good. First drop had way weaker airtime than what people said it was, so it's definitely still the worst B&M Hyper drop. The rattle was an even bigger issue this time compared to 2021, and I don't know, I've never liked the layout on this. I think the layout on this is bad for B&M Hyper. So this thing is staying where it belongs on my list for right now, but I'll give it another shot later, and plus I do want to try it up front. But as of now, Raging Bull is still easily the most overrated coaster I've ever been on. Just saw by those clips I shot, Max Force is testing, so I'm gonna wait it out here, get on this, try and do it twice if I can before the line really builds up, and see how good this ride is. And it's still easily the best ride on the Raging Bull doesn't go anywhere close to this ride. This is actually the best operating launch that I've experienced now because my top two launches are Kinaka and Top Fuel Dragster, both of which are no longer in operation. So hopefully fairly soon we'll be able to get on this thing and see if it's just as good as I remember. Would you look at that? Max Force's line is open, so pretty soon we'll be on Illinois' best roller coaster.
We're not on that one. We're on this next one. We're getting lost. Hi, Will.
Hi, Jack.
Yes, the train's rolling into the station. Hi.
Bro, I'm like shaking right now because of how ridiculous my ride on Max Force was just now. That launch was so good, and I just got a whole new appreciation for that launch because of what happened with Top Thrill Dragster and King Ka, both of those not being in operation anymore. So this launch is unbelievable, and that Heartline roll back there is still one of the best elements of all time. Second favorite inversion, only behind the Mosasaurus roll on the last coaster. So Max Force, easily Illinois' best coaster, and I will not hear otherwise for right now. Just got word that Ryan's gonna be on for this soon, and unfortunately he wasn't able to get the front row because they didn't accept his row request or whatever. So he told me he'll be on row 7, which, I mean, it's towards the back of the train, so I think it could be worse, but it's really unfortunate that he wasn't able to get the front row for his ride. I'll try and get on a front row ride with him at some point during this trip. For your first time in row 7. What'd you think?
Oh, it's incredible. Oh, that launch. The best operating launch right now.
Exactly, yeah, because Stormwater's launch is great, don't get me wrong, but this thing just blows that launch out of the water. And also the Heartline roll. What'd you think of that?
That might be my favorite inversion. That or the Mosasaurus roll.
You also rode Raging Bull, which I know you have different thoughts on it than what I do.
Oh, Raging Bull is so good. I'm leaning towards Raging Bull because of how short this is.
You've never done this on the front row, though, so you need a front row ride to really change that.
This is definitely top 50.
Better than Powder Keg.
Oh boy, yeah, that's hard. This, Powder Keg, and Steel Curtain are all the similar quality.
Gotcha, which I haven't done Steel Curtain, but Will, you said Powder Keg gets the slide edge for you?
Yes.
I can respect that.
The layout is amazing.
That's fair. The two best elements on this, I think, are better than anything on Powder Keg, to be honest with you. It doesn't have the length. That is the only thing holding us back, but still, Max Force is an awesome ride.
Have the airtime.
This is their on-ride photo. Oh my gosh! I'm sorry for the thing that was blitzing on camera, but oh my! That launch, that sound gets me every time. So, where do you want to go now? Goliath?
I wouldn't be opposed to Goliath.
Let's do it then.
You want to ride
Wizard?
Wizard's right here. True, we can do that. So let's go do Wizard, I guess.
Reminder, everyone, this is your final warning. No cell phones are allowed on this ride, and enjoy your ride on the Wizard. Goodbye. Seems okay?
Welcome back. When the train comes to a complete stop, unfasten your seatbelt. Exit to your right and down the stairs and enjoy the rest of your day here at Great America.
The Golden Ticket Awards weren't kidding when they said Wizard is better than Raging Bull, because I much prefer Wizard over Raging Bull just now. You guys don't agree with me on that one.
Not even close. Wizard is good,
But it's not better than Raging Bull.
no, it's not even close. It doesn't hold a candle over it. It was me and him, and we were in the
You guys were, I saw you guys were in the back car. Yeah, I was up front. It was a really solid ride. I wish there was 9 ERT
That
on
was
this stuff.
really silly.
Very silly ride. Definitely worth doing. Also, I saw one of the trains on American Eagle stuck at the top of Woods Hill, maybe because they're trying to get it open. So let's go towards American Eagle. Plus, you actually haven't done Sprocket Rockets yet. Are you gonna do Sky Striker? I'm not gonna bother with Sky Striker
If
because
American Eagle is like not open yet but closed, we might just do Sky Striker just until time.
this is quite a nice surprise. American Eagle has both sides going. The last time I was here in 2021, only the red side was going. So it's nice to see the blue side running again.
We were on the American Eagle. Welcome back. When the train stops, switch now left. be held in the hands of riders. For those of you hands and feet inside the car at all times and your head against the headrest. Secure hats and glasses. Enjoy your... Ladies and gentlemen, for your... at all times and your head against the headrest. Secure hats and glasses. Enjoy your ride. Ladies and gentlemen, for your...
The red side of American Eagle a little bit ago, and while I thought it was really good, I thought my 2021 ride was better. That being said though, I would say it is easily the third best coaster in this park alongside Max Force and Goliath. Speaking of Goliath, I'm heading to that right now to try and get on that. Gonna do, I think, 2 rides on it since I have the flash pass on it right now. I actually never done the very back row of this. I've done the second back row back in 2021, but never the very back row. So I'm gonna see how this RMC holds up, because I've ridden quite a few others since then, and all but one of them, in terms of new RMCs that I rode, are better than this. So let's see how this thing rides today.
Welcome back. Take your seat and fasten your seatbelt tightly up your goods. Do not lower the lap bar until you are instructed to do so. Once again, do not lower your lap bar until you are instructed to do so. Riders must be at least 48 inches inside the period at all times. And now get ready for your battle with Goliath. Ladies and gentlemen, inside the chariot at all times. And now get ready for your ladies at this time. Failure to do so will result in removal from the lower your lap bar until you are instructed to use your arms to review. Riders must be seated. For those of you waiting to board, move behind the yellow line and the gates in front of you are closing. Use your arms as a useful line. Riders must for your safety, all cell phones must be secured at this time. Get a small, brief, momentary delay, but we are on our way. Enjoy. Ready for your battle with Goliath. You are secured at this time. Failure to do so will result in... Check 3. Goliath. Right here. That was 5 all clears. Now you are out of years. Enjoy your battle with Goliath. Welcome back, guys. You want to go one more time? All right. All you have to do is get back in.
track Woody. Now I'm actually gonna try the back row on this, and I've actually never done the very back row. I've done the second back before, like I said earlier, but I've never done the very back. So we're gonna give that a try and see how it is in the back.
I do apologize for a brief, small, momentary delay. What?
Since I last updated, I did Goliath, back row, as well as Dark Knight. Let's start with Goliath. Back row was really good, especially on the first drop, which it is another RMC drop that I find better than Iron Rattlers. I know it's unpopular, but Iron Rattlers' first drop was overrated when I rode it last year. Then I did Dark Knight, which was wild. Way better than I remember it being in 2019. The laterals were on point. The airtime was surprisingly good. It was overall a blast. Ryan, what'd you think of those two rides we did?
I was in the front right and there was no one next to me. Those laterals folded me over every single turn.
You told me you were ragdolling it.
I was kind of, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
There was only one trim brake that hit the entire ride.
I noticed 2 or 3 of them.
So mine just like kept flying. That's my second favorite mouse.
I think it's my
third favorite.
Oh, third favorite. What's your favorite? Second favorite?
Psycho Mouse and then Mad Mouse.
I haven't done either of those two yet. What do you think of Goliath? You rode row 10 on your first ride. You told me it wasn't that good.
Yeah, row 10 was disappointing. Then I rode in the back and it was great. The stall is my favorite part of that ride. Normally it's an airtime moment, but the airtime isn't the strongest on this thing.
Yeah.
It's just outside of my top 50. It's number 51, so.
Yeah. I bet maybe it could break back in, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Ryan, front row on Max Force. What did you think of how crazy that launch was?
That's the best operating launch in the world right now.
Duh. Because, I mean, besides Kinnecott and Dragster, Dotted On Pause is really insane, I imagine, but that's awesome.
Arm Runners is good, like really good, but that's better.
Like I said earlier, I've gained a whole new appreciation for just how amazing that air compressed launch is, because it's the most intense launch in the world, depending on who you ask. We're gonna go try Viper now, because we've been kind of working our way around the park here. We haven't done Viper. I'm intrigued to try the front on Raging Bull just out of curiosity, even though y'all are probably wondering, why are you trying the front on that? We'll see if we can both double max Justice League at some point.
To be honest, I think the Heartline roll is better.
On Max Force?
Yes.
I can get behind that. That inversion is really, really good. Which, did you tell me if you said that was your favorite inversion, or is it second still? Second still? Okay, so we hit at the same top 2 inversions.
Because in the front it didn't hit that well.
Okay. What is your third favorite inversion? I think that's where we kind of differ.
Flying snake dive.
Oh, the flying snake dive. For me, that was the 0 G roll on the Incredible Hulk coaster. But then with how ridiculous the inverted top end on Mr. Mr. Freeze's been lately, that's been my third favorite now. So
That would be 5.
Yeah.
Alpe's Cobra Roll would be 4.
change of plan, we're actually going to be doing Demon first since we're passing by there to get to Viper. This was actually closed when I was last here in 2021, so I haven't ridden this one since 2019 either. And the same can be said for V2, which I also didn't ride in 2021, but that was open. I just didn't have time to get around to it. So let's take a spin on Demon.
Pull up on your restraint, exit to your right, and enjoy the rest of your day here at Train America. In the hands of riders. Shoes must be times and your head against the headrest. Secure hats and glasses. The Demon.
Enjoy your ride on the Demon. Goodbye, guys. Have fun.
Welcome back. When the train comes to a complete stop, push down, then pull up on your restraint. Exit to your right and enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, is that the best picture you've ridden or what? What is wrong with that? I don't know. For it. But that thing is amazing. Sorry.
Smoothest ride by.
Why did we just ride Demon twice? I don't get
It's great.
I didn't think much of it in 2019.
The first drop is so good in the back.
Yeah, we
So
did it
good.
once in the
Dude,
front,
it has
once
like
in the
a
back.
So floater, and then it has a kink, like a gesture.
Yeah.
Low key reminded me of Sky Rush's drop. Not that strong, but close to that. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Demon, you could definitely expect to see on the surprise list because that was way better than I remembered it being. Brian and I just took on Great America's Justice League, and
For the first time in
Yeah.
6 years, I tripled my score.
yeah, you got 613. I actually didn't get anywhere near a max out. I had 678 because we were stuck in the back row of the car and
Back middle, and he was back right.
Yeah, so by no means did we have an optimal run there, but I'm surprised you did as well as you did for your first go.
613, not a bad first. Without the henchman, that's awesome.
Yeah, and also it's worth noting that
The fourth screen going into it is right after the third.
Yeah, it's like
And I
no
had
time
no
to waste.
clue. I had no
Yeah, I should have warned you about that, but that and also the lasers on the first screen didn't show up immediately, so that kind of screwed us over there as well, which I bet if you can get front left, I bet you have a chance of getting it. It'll might take a few rides, but I bet you'll be able to get it. So let's go ride Viper now, 'cause that's what we were gonna do before we did Demon. I just did back car on Viper. That was really dang good.
That's number 5 in the park.
I would say probably number 6 now. I could not put it ahead of Rutherford Shasta. Then again, I liked American Eagle the best. Not
No,
best,
this
the
thing
third best.
destroys
No.
American Eagle. It destroys American Eagle. Borderline top 100. Cycle and layouts are awesome.
It's borderline top 100 for me as well, and we're getting some shots of Raging Bull here from the exit path, which is one of the best spots to see this ride.
It's still the worst time. It's still the worst time. Oh, well, you get to ride that again. Yeah, that feels amazing. Really? Oh, that, yeah. Yeah, 38. I've been right above Thunder and behind this thing.
Just tried Raging Bull back row again later in the day to see if it was better, but honestly it rode pretty much the same for me as it did earlier today, so I'm still definitely not a fan of this ride. The layout is just not good. Like, I like my B&M Hyper layouts have a lot of airtime. This does not, so I'm sorry if you guys like this ride. I am not a fan of Raging Bull. Got 3 more rides on Justice League. Max and every single one of them are coming out to 2120. Since I have Flash House for today, I noticed that Max Force you get 2 uses on it. So I'm gonna go over there, get my 3rd ride on it for today with that, and then figure out what else to do from there. Just rode Max Force for the 3rd time this trip, and man, this thing gets better every time I ride it. I will say that I did lean forward a little bit on launch. That was not a smart move because it snapped my head back. So definitely wouldn't recommend doing that if you ride Max Force, but still. wondering why I haven't given my thoughts on rides like X-Flight, V2, or Batman yet. X-Flight is actually on ERT tonight alongside Goliath, American Eagle, and Raging Bull. So I'm going to be getting on X-Flight once it gets darker here. As for V2, I'm heading over there right now to get on that because I did not ride that in 2021. My last ride on this was 2019, so it's been a few years. I'll probably also do Batman while I'm over in the area, and you guys will not be seeing me on Joker because I hate SNES Freestones. I think they're the worst coaster models ever created. I rode Joker once in 2019 for the credit, and I have no desire to ride it ever again. So you will definitely not be seeing me riding Joker. As for Little Difference Rocket Rockets, both of which I haven't ridden since 2019, I might do both those, but I'm not 100% sure. They're on the ERT session on Tuesday night, which I'll get into once we get over there. So keep watching to find out what that is. Just rode Flash Vertical Velocity for my first time in 6 years. I gotta say, that ride is very intense and also a little bit rough. On the Twisted Spike, I got some head banging, which I remember that happening in 2019 as well, but it's still a good ride. And it is the last hour, so you guys obviously know I gotta go to Justice League, get some more rides on that. Pretty good marathon on Justice League. I even had a couple rides worse than dual wielding was in play. So I was shooting for 200,000 with a second blaster ideally, and I would have liked to have gotten that before the end of the event. Well, I just got there on my most recent ride and also my last ride of the night on Justice League. So I'm very happy with how that turned out. ERT has commenced, which, like I said earlier, it is on American Eagle, Goliath, Raging Bull, and X-Flight. I figured I'd start off with Raging Bull because I was gonna ride the front row on this one earlier, but I never did. So I'm gonna do this in the front, see how it is, then probably go get some more rides on American Eagle, and I'll save X-Flight and Goliath and whatnot for when it's darker out. Typical Six Flags, TV's disconnected. better than the back row on Raging Bull, which I was not expecting. For one, the trim camelback was a lot better in the front, I thought, mainly because you didn't really feel the trim as much. And then the sprinter section in the back row didn't really do anything for me, but in the front row, the set speed up there is actually pretty decent. So take it as you will, but I honestly prefer the front row, and it's not even close. Now let's go over and ride American Eagle. Probably do the blue side of it, because I rode the red side earlier. And so I want to ride the blue side of it to see how it compares, which I've heard blue side is nowhere near as good, but I'm still intrigued to ride anyway, so let's do it. TV disconnected too. Just rode the blue side of American Eagle, and my brother just rode that a little bit ago. He said there was no airtime. I don't know what row he rode in, but I was in the front row of the blue train. That was some really good airtime. It was also running a lot faster than my ride on the red side earlier today. So I'm excited for when it's pitch black out and riding on the red side, which I do think the red's still the better side. If the blue side run I had just now is any indication of how good this thing might run in a little while here, then I'm so excited because American Eagle looks to have an amazing night ride. So we'll come back to that after a while, but now let's head over to Goliath.
Riders must be at least 48 inches.
Just did Goliath front row. It was running a lot faster and also quite a bit smoother than my rides earlier today, so it was overall a very solid ride. Now let's go to X-Flight, get my first few rides on that for the trip, and see how that one is. Now, those of you who have been watching my channel recently know that I just rode Thunderbird at Holiday World 15 times a couple weeks ago, so we're gonna see how X-Flight compares to Thunderbird, which I know it's nowhere near as good because Thunderbird's top 15 for me. X-Flight's still a very solid wing coaster. I would say it is the second best one I've experienced with my wing. Let's go over there, take a couple rides on it, and then I might just lap American Eagle till close because I am really excited for some American Eagle night rides.
Recruits, your first step in this mission is to store Recruits must be between 52 and 78.
It isn't red, white, and blue, but it does have you. Oh yeah. When the right comes to full ankle, we stop being pushed down. That pull, looking hard as an exit to the front.
Just rode X-Flight front row left wing. That was the fastest I've ever seen this thing run. One thing I will say is that I forgot how fast the fast square was sitting on the brakes. It was very tight, so that definitely wasn't pleasant. But I can look past it for how good the ride is. Definitely no Thunderbird, but I think it holds its own. Now let's go try and get on the right wing, and then we'll have some time left for some American Eagle night rides.
When you get to the top and do that final click, hold on tight because you're going to be coming down quick. Enjoy your ride on the X-Flight. Goodbye.
When the aircraft stops, unfasten your safety belt and push up on your arm.
Much like the left wing, the right wing on X-Flight was really solid in terms of ride experience, but the best did cause a bit of discomfort on the final brake run, which is not ideal. We got about 25 minutes left of BRT, so let's go to American Eagle and try and get 2 night rides on it, 1 on each side. American Eagle front row red side at night rips. That thing was running so fast through its layout, and I am just amazed by how good it's running. In fact, I'm starting to wonder if it's my new number 2 in this park. I'm being serious. So I think I have time for 1 more, so let's go do that, and then I'll make the call as to whether or not I like it more than Goliath. But man, I'm seriously tempted to put this thing in my top 50. After my most recent ride on American Eagle, I can confidently say that is my new number 2 in this park, and definitely in my top 50. Where exactly in my top 50, I'm not sure yet, but one thing for sure, it is in the lower half, so it's definitely not top 25, but you'll have to wait for the end of the year to find out where American Eagle ranks in my top 50. Didn't think I'd like it more than Goliath, but here we are. In terms of my final ride count from today, it was 13 on Justice League, 5 on American Eagle, 3 on Goliath, Max Force, and Raging Bull, 2 on Demon and X-Flight, and then 1 on Flash, Dark Knight, Whizzer, Viper, and Wrath of Rakshasa. This is day 1 of 3, so you'll be seeing content from 2 more days, and so let's jump to day number 2. Day 2 is underway here at Six Flags Great America, and I am here bright and early because I am doing a Raging Bull infield tour. And you may be thinking to yourself, why are you right here on a Viper? Viper was added onto the tour, so it is Raging Bull plus Viper, so that's pretty cool. None of these coasters are going to be running trains, unfortunately, so I'm not going to be able to get some rare views of them running from back here. But it's still cool to see new sides of these rides that you don't get to see every day. So we're going to head back towards what they call the Final Frenzy of Raging Bull, which that's the twister section at the end. So we're going to head over there and get some more shots of this ride from there. Bro, this feels so wrong right now. I'm literally in the Final Frenzy of Raging Bull. Yeah, we can't sit on the track, which it makes sense, but still, this is really cool. I would say this is better than the ride experience itself on this coaster. It feels so wrong to be this close to the coaster's track, even though it's not running. At first, I thought this was the first time I'd done a backstage tour where I was able to get this close to the track. Then I realized in September of 2023, during Daredevil Days, I did the Rookie Racer Construction Tour, which also gave us a really close view of that coaster. So this view still is ridiculous, though. Someone lost their phone charger cord while on Raging Bull, and it landed right here. I don't even know how that happened, but that is definitely something I never thought I'd see on this backstage tour. Just got my first of not too many Max Force rides, I feel like, for ERT, because the line for this coaster is a lot longer than I thought it'd be. I think it's about as long as it was yesterday, which I think was at least 45 minutes yesterday. So I have a feeling this might be quite a bit of a wait, which is this, Wrath of Rakshasa, Whizzer, and Demon during ERT, which I actually haven't seen Whizzer cycle with guests, and I haven't seen Demon run at all. So maybe those two are just not open right now. So as far as I know for right now, I think it's just Max Force and Wrath of Rakshasa that are open. So that's probably why Max Force's line is so long. Rakshasa might actually be accepting road requests right now. So if that's true, I do want to try it in the back row because I did the front row yesterday. I do want to try the back row and see how it rides. So let's give that a go. And then we might do it a second time while we're over because I've only ridden it once, whereas I've done Max Force I think 5 times now. So we're gonna ride Rather Rakshasa, then maybe get some more rides on Max Force until ERT ends. Rather Rakshasa is actually a walk-on. This is not what I expected to see right now.
Check that.
Rode Rather Rakshasa twice, did the back row first because I hadn't done the back row yet, and I thought it was pretty solid. That being said though, I rode the front right after and it was quite a bit better. Between the better visuals, more intense ride experience, and also the smoothness being better in the front, I think this is easily a front row ride. As for what I'm gonna do now, I know you have to go get re-scanned back into the park, and I don't know how long that line to get back in will be, which is pretty going right now. Wait, Ryan might be on this one, I might have heard of him, I don't know, but I'm gonna get myself re-scanned back into the park. That way I'll be able to get on some of the other rides once the park opens, which I was planning on doing Justice League for like the first hour as well, because I know that'll be a good time for me to get on that with short lines, because I'm gonna not have flash pass today, so I figure I'm gonna do that for the first hour before that line builds up, and then we'll figure out what else to do from there. I'm also gonna be behind the camera quite a bit today, and also I do need to get on rides like Batman and Superman, which I'll do Superman during ERT tonight, but I have not done Batman yet, so I'm gonna do that at some point today. And also I want to try Viper in the front, because I did the second and back on Viper yesterday, I thought it was really good. As I was about to head outside the park, I asked one of the supervisors if I actually had to go out there and wait, and they told me that apparently you do not have to do that. So that's gonna save me some time because I'm able to wait for Justice League to open, and they just opened the door to get into the building. So some tells me this thing could potentially open early today. Shoot for. If I can somehow manage to get 250,000 with the second blaster, now that's my goal, because I got 200,000 with the second blaster, no problem. So let's see if we can get 250 to go with it, which this is the way we need to go. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I just found a new strategy for screen 4, at least for this one. At the very start of the screen, there's some crates to the right that score 8,000 points a hit, very similar to halfway to the right when you get to the helicopter. So I was shooting those, I'm like, wait, I just found a gold line. How did I not find this sooner? So Ryan's got 784, I think is his high score, without that strategy in play. Now with that strategy in play, he might be able to get it. So I feel really good about our chances of getting all this max it today. Ryan Ryan, you're less than 100K off of max.
903.9.
200K away. Yeah, these guys I could feel like are gonna get it. Like they're so close. Ryan, all you need is like
90,000 more, baby.
Yeah, you are so freaking close. And Scott, you're right up there with them too.
Like 19,000 more. Number 4, Dark Ride Max, if I do this.
Yeah, which that find in screen 4, I think that's what saved you there because it's gotten quite a bit harder.
Our Justice League, Volcano, Bud Lightyear Space Ranger Spin.
And this could be 4. Ryan, what are you at currently?
952.3.
What are you at?
880.
It could happen any ride now. This will be our last chance for now, and then we'll come back to this, but I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah, at the end of the night. That last ride was not it for us. I don't think any of us got it. Ryan thought he had it, but I think he got a little too excited and then choked in the fifth screen. So that's unfortunate, but I still have full confidence that he and my brother can both get it. But we've done this for almost 2 hours now, which is longer than I anticipated it. But we'll come back to this later.
That's what's that right there.
listen to anything in a couple hours. So I'm gonna go over and do Batman to see how this one's running. I'm really excited to see all the new effects they added to the station and whatnot, because the last few times I've ridden this, there hasn't really been anything of note in the station. So I heard they added some new lighting and fog effects in there. So we're gonna go in there and take a look at it and see what everything's looking like in there. That there's an event going on in Hurricane Harbor that's part of CoasterCon, the Rubber Ducky Regatta, which I assume is like a rubber duck race. So that is going to be happening after a while here. Before that happens, I want to get some shots from the water park, because I've actually never gone into the water park here to get shots of the rides. production regatta is at 6:30 and not 5:30. So I'm gonna head out of the water park and not bother watching that because I don't want to waste another hour in here. I cannot catch a break with Batman today. First, the line was really long earlier today, and now it's stuck at the top of the lift hill. So this is definitely not great. Looks like I'm gonna head back to Batman now. They just got that train off of the lift hill, so hopefully it'll be back up and running soon.
It just went down. The best game ever in this park by a decent margin. It was running very intense, pretty smooth, although not quite as good as the Toy Story 1 ride. I also rode it with John Chen, who makes great POVs, and actually I rode Zip and Pippin at Bay Beach with him a few days ago, and he makes some really great stuff, so be sure to check out his channel. I'll post the link to that in the description of this video so you guys go check it out. He actually has 2 channels for POVs, so I'll post the link to both of them down below. As for what I'm gonna do now, I checked the Flashman's website and it said Justice League's only a 15-minute wait, so I might lap out the rest of the night, and then we'll get to ERT, which will be on Superman, Max Force, and Dark Knight. was running out, but Scott, you actually got it
I
somehow
got it,
after
let's
first
go.
try. Big news! What just happened?
I maxed
He
it!
got it last second!
When the screen was fading. Oh my god.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna choke and get like 998. I was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna miss it. But he got it, and then everyone went nuts. Like, oh man.
Go! 4 dark ride max!
That's insane you managed to get that. But oh my gosh. That ride might have been my favorite of the whole trip just because he finally got it. Like, oh man.
Yes!
Would you say that was your favorite ride this trip so far?
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm so glad you got it, man. Holy cow.
Trying so hard.
Took several tries, but man, did he get it. Now the ERT has started, I'm gonna be heading over towards Superman to get a ride on that. And then we'll see how many rides on Max Force we can get in the hour and a half of ERT we have. Superman, but I got word from my mom that Max Force has like nobody in the station right now, so we're gonna go over there, get some laps on it.
You didn't have to wait, you got wait for the front. I
Tonight I got 2 rides on Max Force, and I could have gotten some more if the line wasn't so long by the end of it, and also if I wasn't tired. I was pretty tired from the event so far, and I actually spent a lot of my day getting footage, so doing a lot of walking to get to different vantage points kind of tired me out. Plus I've been going since 6 this morning, so I've definitely beat. In terms of what my ride count was from today, it was 16 on Justice League, 4 on Max Force, 2 on Wrath of Rakshasa, and 1 on Batman. We got 1 more day ahead of us, so let's jump to day number 3. Day number 3 here at Six Flags Great America is underway, and this morning I'm starting with a walk-along tour for Demon, Wizard, and Max Force, and potentially also X-Flight. We're going to be walking on the railroad tracks, down back by Demon, Wizard, and Max Force, maybe even back towards X-Flight. So this will get some really cool shots, and actually Demon's actually cycling during this, so this is going to be awesome. Well, this is a nice surprise. I thought we were going to be walking on the train track behind X-Flight. We're actually going into the infield for X-Flight, so this is going to be really cool. It's so weird how I've been really close and personal with 2 B&Ms for this park within the past 24 hours. Raging Bull was yesterday, now X-Flight's today, but still. This is really cool. Definitely something you don't get to do every day, is get in the infield of a coaster like this.
Maybe it'll make that transition better than that.
If there's one thing I've learned during this tour is that CoasterCon is always full of surprises. I was not expecting to go into the infield for X-Flight, but we did that, and now we're in the infield of Max Force too. Like, that was not part of the tour, I don't think. This is so crazy. So that's 3 coaches now I've gotten to go in between the track on.
That is the best ride.
Now that the backstage tour has concluded, there is extra ride time this morning on Justice League, Raging Bull, Viper, and a couple other rides that I forgot. So, naturally, I'm gonna do a 2-hour marathon on Justice League because this is the only time that I know I'll be able to ride it with a short wait. So, let's get it going. 2 maxes in, and the line is actually building up a little bit, which I'm kind of surprised about. Then again, I think it's because Raging Bull was running slow maybe right now, so maybe people are doing that. Plus, this was not on ERT yet during this event, so it makes sense a lot of people are doing this now when the line is fairly short. But I still got 2 hours to try and get as many as I can. If I can go 2 hours without missing, I'll consider it a win. This is a bit of a shocker. The line is out here, which granted is not the back row, it's just around the corner, but still, this is a longer line than I expected to see. ERT is just about finished, and I got only 10 rides on Justice League. I thought I'd be able to get at least 15, but the line for it being almost out of the building made it harder to get more rides in than I thought it would. So I'm gonna go wait for Superman to open now, because I haven't done that yet. I was gonna ride it yesterday during ERT, but then I found out Max Force was a total walk. So let's go wait for Superman, and maybe we'll be first ride of the day on that one.
Nancy? Yeah.
Found out it'll be at least a half hour before Superman opens, since they're gonna be trying to get the second train on. Until that time comes, I'm gonna give Dark Knight another go. Not only because my ride a couple days ago was so good, but also because I did not ride this in 2021. So it would make sense to get on this the second time to make up for not riding it in 2021. Right over here. Dark Knight was my first coaster of the day, and it was really good, just as good as it was last time. Now I'm gonna ride Batman, which just opened for the day, and I'm gonna try this one in the back of the train. Will I be on the first ride of the day? I'm not 100% sure, but I think it depends on if someone takes the back row or not, which if I'm not on the first train, that's still alright, I'll be on the second one. I checked the forecast for tonight. It's not looking good for ERT because there's a chance of scattered thunderstorms. So I would like to get on this and also Goliath as well, but we'll have to wait and see what the weather does. So let's take another ride on the original Batman. I just got noticed how there's some extra theming elements over there. Got some displays showing different things. And they also got some security cameras, so it's good that they're watching the perimeter. They're trying to make sure no one's doing something they shouldn't be. Batman was definitely a bit rougher today compared to my ride yesterday, but it was still pretty intense. Now I'm gonna go, I think, try Goliath if that's open. Otherwise, I'll head over towards X-Flight and American Peak. And X-Flight are closed, not delayed, just flat out closed. That's a little concerning that I might not get to ride either of those, which I was gonna try X-Flight in the back on each train because I was probably yesterday, but the line was long. And I want to ride Max Force one more time before I head over to the next park on the trip, but I'm not sure if I'll be fit today, which I got 7 rides on it, so I got plenty of them, but I would definitely like to get a few more if possible.
It's up and above other people. I get it.
was the Goliath in the second back row, and it was about the same as my other back row right on it. So very intense and decently smooth. Now let's go towards X-Flight and American Eagle and take a ride on both of those.
Would you look at this? American Eagle is now an Ace Coaster landmark. The ceremony in which this plaque was given to this ride was yesterday at 3 o'clock, which I was not over here when this happened. But I think landmark status is well deserved for American Eagle. I'm pretty sure it's because it was the Instrument's first big coaster, so I think that would explain it. But even then, it's still an awesome ride regardless, and I'm excited to get on it once again.
Looks like the blue train isn't going to be running anytime soon. It's sitting on one of the sections of track leading up to the lift hill with all the restraints open. So I wouldn't count on this side opening anytime soon, personally.
Articles including bags, purses, keys, and phones.
Not as good as my ride on Sunday night. Then again, on Sunday night I was going way too fast, and I heard the upstop wheel spinning on the brakes. Didn't really have that this time, but still, it was an awesome ride. There's a video contest in the music hall at 1 o'clock, and it's about 12:30. I'm gonna check this on the way over there to see if the line is actually short, because the flash bus that says get on now. Once I do kind of want to take a quick break from this heat, because it is quite hot. Also, I think it does help that it's pretty humid out here as well. So we'll take a quick check at this and see what the line's like. If it's a walk on like the flash bus that says it is, I'll give it another go. Judges the link is a no-go. The back of the line is almost out of this entryway here, so I'll come back to this one later. Plus, I already rode it 10 times today, and I was only going to ride it again mainly to get out of the heat a little bit. Position for the video contest now. I will be showing the videos that I put into the competition, which I did 2 long form videos. You can see what up to 2 long form videos and 2 short form videos, so 4 videos total. I did 2 long form videos. The first one I will put into the video so you guys can actually watch it for yourself. And here it is right now. showed Act 2 in the video as well, so you guys can check both of them out. I just got word Superman's actually running now, so we're gonna go over there, get on that. Hopefully we can beat the crowds over there because I bet nothing's gonna be so much more harder to get on than I thought it would be, because even though they're running two trains, they're cycling one of them empty for some reason. So this line's gonna take twice as long as it would otherwise. I'm honestly not sure I'll be able to get onto this trip, which it'd be really unfortunate because I do like Superman, but it's not the biggest deal. And I did hear Max Force cycle, so I'm gonna go over there and get on that because I've not done that today, and I know that is a bit of a problem child today. So let's head over there and get on it. Found out they're going down to one train on this because the air compressor is broken because of how hot in this space. So this is almost for sure going to be my last ride on Max Force for the trip, which that's all right because I got several over the past 2 days. Good thing I got on Max Force when I did because that line is building up fast and they're only on one train as I expected. In terms of how it rode, it was just as amazing as all my other rides on it. So easily Illinois' best roller coaster. That's what I'm gonna do now. I'm tempted to go up into the observation tower right there and take in the views from up there because I've actually never gone up there. row is Superman, but then the ride out told me that the front row was reserved, so I needed to find a different row. So I'm like, all right. So I tried the back row, and ouch, that was easily the worst coaster ride of the entire trip. Not only was it bouncing up and down quite a bit because I was on the outside seat, but the pretzel loop hurt my neck, so that was not fun at all. You might see this on the list of coasters that disappointed me at the end of this year, because that was bad, guys. Definitely not as bad as Superman Krypton coaster at Fiesta, Texas, though, but that was definitely not good. Might be my least favorite Superman now. passed by Little Dipper, and I thought it was a walk-up. So I'm like, you know what? Let's give it a go. I forgot just how tame that ride is since I last rode this one in 2019. Meaning this is one of the other coasters I did not ride in 2021. Good to have gotten the experience though, but I will say it was definitely a little rough to the bottom of the first drop, but it's by no means bad. Now I'm gonna go back towards Goliath, get some shots of that. Maybe also take on Sprocket Rockets while in the area because I haven't done that since 2019 either, and I'm kind of intrigued about that one. So let's do that, and then we'll go get some more shots of like X-Flight, maybe get on that again. And then I do want to try Raging Bull and Viper again because I haven't done either of those yet today either. Sprocket Rockets a little bit ago, and it was more intense than I remembered it being in 2019. Then I just did X-Flight back row the left wing. That was actually really solid with the back. I'm not sure which way I prefer, front or back. Now I'm going to try the right wing in the back row. Then we'll go towards Raging Bull and Viper and get on both of those.
train stops. Push down, then pull up on your left bar. Please exit to your right and down the exit ramp.
One thing I forgot to mention about Raging Bull, Six Flags St. Louis almost ended up with this ride over Mr. Freeze. We were rumored to get a B&M Hyper in 1998 with Raging Bull, and also I heard rumors we were supposed to get Goliath over Georgia as well. None of those ended up happening, but I'm glad we got Mr. Freeze instead of Raging Bull, because Mr. Freeze is the top 15 coaster for me, whereas Raging Bull is outside my top 200 for right now. So that's food for thought, and we actually would have gotten it in place of Boss with it too, so we wouldn't have had Mr. Freeze or Boss. That's crazy to think about.
Your seatbelt. Exit to your left and down the ramp, and enjoy the rest of your day here at Great America.
I didn't have that issue, and it was great. Ryan and Will said they like the front row better. I disagree with that one. I think the second to back row is the place to ride Viper, but I'd say front is worth doing as well as a chance. Now let's go to Justice League and get the last on that for the last 45 minutes that we have left. This morning, and then my first ride after that, I shattered my personal best with 466 with a second blaster. Definitely did not see that one coming. Just got my final rides on Justice League for the trip. Now let's head over towards the DC section of the park and get on some rides over there, which Batman and Flash I'm definitely doing during ERT. I might do Goliath as well. So let's head over to the DC area.
Get out of the camera.
Smart, I would start over here by Goliath, do that a couple times, and then head over to the DC area because I passed Goliath's entrance on the way over there. So let's do 2 rides on Goliath, 1 more time in the front, 1 more time in the back. Then we'll go to Flash, get a ride on that, and then we'll do Batman with whatever time we have left. First Raging Bull, then American Eagle, and now Goliath. Come on, Six Flags.
Enjoy your ride on
your way. Enjoy your ride on Goliath.
Stay seated with your hands and feet inside the chariot at all times. And now,
I was initially going to do 2 rides on Goliath, but I just realized we only have 45 minutes left, and I don't know how long the line for Batman or Flash will be, so I'm going to go over there and get on both of those, and probably make Batman my last ride of ERT, which I'm going to do Flash on the way over there. Coasters during the day are already disorienting enough, but then when you turn the lights out, it makes it even more intense. Now let's go towards Batman and get some laps in on that before ERT, and my time at Six Flags Great America ends. Six Flags Great America with 3 amazing night rides on Batman. 1 in the back and 2 in the front. This thing was running phenomenal, and I think it's my new favorite Batman clone now with how good it's running. This thing at night, flying past all the lights and the trees and everything, it is crazy. So if you're at Great America at night, I'd recommend getting a night ride on Batman if you can, because it's very solid. Definitely definitely better than running it in the daytime. The weather held up just in the nick of time since it's starting to rain right now. And my final ride count from today was 16 on Justice League, 4 on Batman, 2 on Goliath and X-Flight, and then 1 on the Skytrek Tower, as well as every other coaster with the exception of Demon, Joker, Wizard, and Wrath of Rakshasa. In terms of my final ride count for my total time here at Six Flags Great America, I'll review that and share that with you guys right now. My final ride count from all 3 days here at Six Flags Great America was 44 on Justice League, 8 on Max Force, 6 on American Eagle, 5 on Batman and Goliath, 4 on Raging Bull and X-Flight, 3 on Wrath of Rakshasa, 2 on Viper, Demon, Dark Knight, and Flash, and then 1 on every other coaster with the exception of Joker, as well as the Skytrek Tower. In terms of highlights, finding that new stride on Justice League was awesome. The behind the scenes tours I got to take part in were all really neat. All the ERT sessions were a lot of fun. I would say this is by far my best visit to Six Flags Great America. And before I click out this video, please be sure to leave a like if you haven't done so already. Be sure to comment what you enjoyed about this video and be sure to share it with someone else you may know. If you're new to this channel like we saw, please consider subscribing for more content like this. I'd appreciate you subscribing and turn on the bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. I also have an Instagram account for the pictures I take whenever I visit parks. Be sure to check me out there as well via the link in the description. And that's where you'll see a lot of the photos I took on the behind the scenes tours. As for my next vlog, it'll be from the final new park of the trip, that being Little America, so stay tuned for that. And until then, I'll see you later.